Alright, boys and girls, I'm going to do a demonstration for you on how we are going to paint our pear today. One thing I want to tell you is this is an opportunity to be brave when you're painting and work a little quicker than you're used to. Now you've already got the pear drawn on your paper, and I do want to show you that we're going to use a couple of different greens. I actually already mixed this lime green, and then I'm going to use just regular green that might show some shading. So with my big purple brush, I'm going to go ahead and load that up. And I'm going to get that paint on that paper. My favorite thing about this purple brush is if you use your purple brush carefully, you can actually go right to the edge of whatever it is you're painting. Okay, so you might want to try that just when you're getting to the edge of your paper. Get your paint down on your paper first, and then take that purple brush and go right to the edge. You'll be shocked at how smooth and perfect you can get the outline of that pear. So I'm going to take a minute, I'm going to get this outlined with the edge of my brush. Anytime I see those puddles of paint, I'm going to try to smooth those out a little bit and blend those through the whole pear. So if my paint's too thick, it will dry funny, and it just won't look as nice. So I'm going to take the side of my brush, nice and easy, very carefully, to the edge of that pear, and I can get that pear all painted in. I kind of want to leave it a little bit wet because the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add that darker green. I'm going to add that darker green to the pear so I can make that pear look shaded. Okay, so while my paint is still wet, I'm just going to wipe the edge of my lime green. I'm going to use the same brush. I don't need to clean it because this pear will be fine if it is blended. So I'm going to use the same brush. I'm going to go into that darker green, and I'm going to start at the very, very edge of the pear. And you'll see that it already is going to start to mix with that lime green on your paper. Now everybody paints differently. I like to show paint marks or brush marks, so I might take my paintbrush and go back and forth a little bit just so I can get some of the blending, but I am a super fan of seeing brush marks on my work. That way it looks painted. So I'm just going to use my brush and give it a paint like that, and if I look at it and it doesn't look dark enough, I might add a little bit more of that darker green, and then just use my brush and kind of pull it around that pear so that it looks blended. That was pretty much as easy as can be for the pear, and you don't want to work on it too much because you might lose something that you've already done that you really liked. So now that my pear is painted, I'm going to put that green paint away, and I'm going to get my background paint. My background paint has white, and then I chose to use purple and blue, and we'll figure out those colors when we're in class. So when I paint my pear, again, I do it a little bit differently, so just remember it's your art. I'm actually going to get a brand new brush, and I'm going to start with white paint. I'm going to use this white paint up at the top of my paper, and I'm actually going to paint pretty quickly up and off the edge of my paper. And you have a placemat, so you'll be able to do this also. So I just threw a bunch of white paint up around the edge of my paper. I am going to turn my brush a little sideways so I can get close to the pear, but I don't want to touch the pear. But I've got some nice white paint up around the top of my brush. The next thing I'm going to do, not clean my brush again, I'm going to use a little bit of blue and a little bit of purple. And I'm going to start towards the bottom of my paper. You will notice I am painting quickly, but that's because today I feel pretty brave. So for you, we're going to try to paint the pear in one day as well as the background. And it can be done because last year I painted this pear with some third graders, and they did a super job getting it painted in one day. And it doesn't have to be perfect. What we're looking at doing is just being able to create form, which is a three-dimensional object. So we're showing our pear has form because it has a shadow. Now I still can see that I have white and I have purple. I'm going to go ahead and take that purple brush and I'm going to go ahead and bring it clear up and let it mix all by itself. I don't have to do any work. All I have to do is just let my brush pull that dark blue or purple up a little higher into that white paint, and I'm kind of liking the way my background looks, but I see that my white paint is drying just a little bit. But I'm still going to let my brush marks happen, and I know some painters like things to be super smooth. It's your art, so you get to decide. You'll see mine here in just a moment that I just kind of like having brush marks. Just want to make sure my edge next to my pear looks nice and clean, and I can do that with this purple brush, and then I can take that and smooth it out just a little bit more. And I feel pretty happy with my pear because it looks painted and it does show some shading. So it looks like I have a purple one and a blue one. So that's what we're going to do today. So paint quickly and be brave.